Okay, today we are going to learn how to draw white pumpkins on black paper. And what you will need is a ruler, a white colored pencil, and a white gel pen, which you should have at your desk. So we're going to do 3 pumpkins together on black paper. And the first thing I want you to do is draw a line at the top of your paper and divide it into sections. And I'm just going to use my ruler to make sections. Okay, this is going to help me practice how hard I need to push with the colored pencil to get how dark I want. And the darkest one is going to be over here. So you're going to push really hard to make it really dark. Or light, I guess, because we're doing white. And I'm going to go back and forth both ways until I don't see any black. And the next one I'm going to do a little bit lighter. So maybe only 1 layer instead of 2. This way. See how it's a little bit lighter? And the next one I'm going to do a little bit lighter. And I'm going to go a little bit lighter on each one of these until I go across the paper. And it really has to do with how hard you push with the colored pencil. So the lighter you push, the lighter the color. And until you have it very, very light and you're barely touching on the paper. Until... Okay, the other thing that's going to matter in this drawing these pumpkins is the direction our lines go. So see how all of these lines go up in the same direction? When we draw our pumpkins, we're going to want our lines to curve the way the pumpkin curves. But first we're going to draw our pumpkin. And we want it to be right here and take up most of the page for the center pumpkin. And I'm just going to start with an oval right here in the middle. This is going to be the center oval of my pumpkin. As we go out, the ovals get more and more narrow, and they're narrower at the top, fatter in the middle, and narrower at the bottom, because that's kind of how pumpkins grow. So I'm going to do another section here where it gets a little bit wider, and then it comes in. The same thing on the other side. Okay, now we can add shading to kind of alter that a little bit. Now before I add any more, I'm going to add my stem. Now stems on pumpkins are ridged, and they kind of reach down these ridges on the lines of the pumpkin. So I'm going to make it a little bit thicker here. And then I'm going to go up and make an oval. And this one's going to come up. And then if I make another ridge here, rib, this is where the other line of the stem comes up. This one would come up this way. Okay. Then I'm going to do another pumpkin, and I want it to be a little bit behind this one. And it doesn't need to be exactly the same shape or the same size. So I'm going to do my center oval again, keeping in mind that this is the ground. And then my other rib on both sides. Now pumpkins come in all shapes and sizes and are bumpy and wonky, and that's okay. So whatever you do is perfectly fine. And they have ridges on there. And then another one here. Like that. And there's a little bit of the back. You can kind of see around there like that. Okay, then I'm going to do another one over here. Oval. Put the other parts. The stem coming out. There we go, because you can kind of see the back of that one. Okay, Now, when we're shading, if we want it to look curved, this part, when you're drawing with pencil, is usually darker or lighter in the middle, and it's darker on either end. So we're going to kind of do opposite. We're going to use the white pencil to do the same kind of thing. So this part is where you're going to put the most light, and along the ridges. And notice that I'm curving my pencil to curve the way the pumpkin curves. So on this side it curves this way, and on this side it's going to curve this way. And we're going to go up from the bottom. And we're just going to make curve. We don't want to color this way. And I'm going to put some here, curve in the right way. Okay, but we want to leave most of it, or the middle part, black. So darkest, or I should say whitest on the bottom and on the top, curving down. Same thing with the next rib. White right here, getting a little bit lighter as we go toward the middle. And the next one. Okay, so I'm pushing hard here, and then I'm getting lighter pressure in the center. And then we'll add a little bit of reflection pieces. Now I'm going to leave a little bit of black along the bridges so that we can still see the definition of those ribs. Same here. Dark at the top, curve down, brighter white at the bottom here. And I'm pushing real hard down here. Okay, and then we're going to go do it for the other pumpkins as well. Making sure my line's curved the way the pumpkins go, and I'm pushing hard where I want it to be bright white, and lighter where I want it to be, where I want to leave the black. And keeping in mind that this front one has to curve both ways to make it look round. And the beautiful thing about this kind of thing is it doesn't have to be perfect as long as your lines go in the right direction, because your brain will automatically fill in and complete the picture for you. Okay, once you have it shaded like this, and you have most of your pumpkins done, we're going to add a little bit. Now down here at the bottom we want it to be, you want to be able to see the shadow, so I'm going to color this way now for the ground, different way than our, and very lightly, because we don't want it to be the same color as our pumpkin, or it's not going to contrast. So I'm coloring very lightly. And then I'm going to go back with my gel pen, and this is what's going to make it really white. And you don't need a lot of this. Just enough to, because it'll be brighter white. There's some bright white, just a few lines here and there. Pen's not working out well here. That one stopped working. There you go. You have white pumpkins on black paper.